So let's talk about pressure. Number one, you get to pull your guasha from touch. Number two, much harder pressure on yourself for touching like if you have the urge to go deeper with your guasha, don't. Go slow, and usually that's not. My guasha practice over the last 10 years has helped me through several things. It's helped me manage burnout, anxiety, help get my breath deeper. It's helped me loosen tight muscles. It's helped relieve aches and pains like headaches. It's even helped my skin look better. It's helped my body feel better, and it's brought a lot of peace of mind. And a lot of people say they find it a little bit intimidating on how to start, so let's talk about that. One of the most important things to know when using a guasha is you will never actually do anything wrong as long as the pressure is kept low. If you're going to use strong pressure, leave that to someone who knows body work really well, like a registered traditional Chinese medicine practitioner or some kind of a body worker who is certified and really understands the mind-body connection, understands how pressure points relate to organs, how they relate to emotions, how they relate to other parts of the body. But if you are using your tool at a fairly light-ish pressure, you're not going to do anything to hurt yourself. And the only exception is if you are on blood thinners or if you're pregnant. Try to stay away from using this, and if you do, use it really lightly. Essentially what to think about is this is just an extension of your hands. It is a massage tool, and it's very rare that you would kind of worry to like take your hands and massage yourself. So let's talk about pressure. That's why I've made this video. By the way, I'm Neeta. I'm the founder of Grounded 1002. We are a lifestyle brand that promotes an intuitive lifestyle. We create experiences, and we have a store. And in our store, we do sell something called Rock with Care, along with other things that were all created through intuitive practices. So pressure, let's go there. So imagine, well, let's not imagine, thousands and thousands of years ago in Ayurveda, there was a practice called Abhyanga, which was created, which is, for me, seen as the ultimate form of self-care. It is the ultimate form of self-love. You're taking your fingers and you're firmly running them along you, and I have another YouTube video kind of showing how to do guasha without the guasha, where we use our hands. So essentially, we're kind of doing an Abhyanga practice. And if you take your hands and you place them on yourself with a really firm grip, it feels nice, you're massaging yourself, you're kind of caressing every part of, you know, the surface that you're touching. I would call that a pressure of 1. That is a pressure of 1. And you can apply that with your hands directly, or you could take your guasha and use similar kind of pressure. In our case, given this particular stone is quite heavy compared to a lot of the other stones that people have. Oh, I don't have my other stones here. I actually have like a big collection of guasha. Think of them like knives, different sizes for different purposes, but I basically use this one mostly. So given the weight of it, it's quite heavy. So if you apply no pressure, it's quite similar to doing an Abhyanga practice. However, the difference is what your brain registers is different. When I'm using my fingers to touch the surface, what registers is this is skin, this is silk, this is wool or cashmere, this is gold, this is hair, this is skin. And you know, there's something underneath. But what registers when you pick up your tool is you'll feel like, oh, there's something kind of bumpy, like a little bit of a bubble going on here, or there is something under my skin here which feels quite delicate, or it's a little bit hollow here, or this is muscle, or this is a nerve, or this is, you know, whatever is actually beneath the surface. That's what your brain registers. Muscles, veins, something that feels abnormal. So that's the difference between the two. Going back to pressure, a firm movement across your body is a 1. Now, if you take your fingers and you absolutely like dig them into, you know, your arm as hard as you can, or you dig them into, you know, the rest of your body as hard as you can, that is considered a 5. In the scale that I'm describing, okay? So you go as hard as you possibly can, and that's a 5. And what a guasha has the power to do is it has the power to go to like a 10. And that's what we never want to do. That's what you leave to the experienced professional. So I have acupuncturists who I work with, one in London who just goes deep, one in Toronto who goes deep, and that work is left to them. Anything over this 5, I would never do, despite the fact that I've had a self-practice for a very long time, and I've worked with body workers for a very long time. So anything between a 1 and a 4, go for it. You can take your tool and you can use it along your body, along your skin, in almost any direction you want. And all you're doing is removing the stagnancy that's in the surface, underneath the surface that you're actually touching, which is amazing. You don't even have to worry about the direction. I do talk about the direction quite often. You know, I'm always kind of saying like, oh, and go towards like where you have lymphatic drainage, because it's like kill 2 birds with 1 stone. But what I might do is take my tool and use it, you know, along an area in different types of motions, and then finish it off by going towards where the lymphatic drainage happens. And remember, lymphatic drainage generally happens anywhere where there is joints. There is the opportunity for the things built within your body through your organs, through your thoughts, to be removed through where your joints are, and you just have to drink a lot of water. Okay, so let's talk about pressure. Number 1, you could totally do this with a guasha, where you firmly touch. Number 2, now you're putting a much harder pressure on yourself. That firmer touch maybe turns into like a light squeeze. Number 3, it's becoming like, you know, a bigger squeeze. And then number 4, you know, where you're actually like maybe moving along with your fingertips, like with a lot of pressure, that could be number 4. And that's generally where you want to keep your guasha usage with, and you will generally be safe. If you have the urge to go deeper with your guasha, don't. Go slow, go slow, go slow, and usually that softness will open up the area that needs to be opened up. In the event that doesn't happen 1 or 2 days in a row where you're kind of like moving through something, then maybe feel free to apply a little bit more pressure. But as my 5-year-old son says it, like, imagine you have a traffic jam and a truck is trying to get through. It doesn't make sense for the truck to just go guns blazing forward. That doesn't work. Rather, just kind of let people know you're coming and things move out of the way, and the softness just happens and things work. So when you're using your tool, please never, on yourself, please never exceed over pressure of, you know, moving your fingers with really firm pressure across you. That's the hardest. You want to go through this, and you get a lot of relief. Softness also provides a lot of relief. So guasha can go from 1 to 10. We don't even want to know what a 10 is like. If you've been to a traditional Chinese medicine practitioner who's made you go purple and blue, let them do that. That's what they've studied for years and years and years to do. For us to learn more about our body, to get that relief, to help the anxiety relief, to help take deeper breaths, to give a peace of mind, to get stagnation gone from the body, keep it between a 1 and a 4. I hope this was helpful, and if you have any questions, let me know. So I do have a video on our YouTube channel about doing a routine just with your hands, and then I actually even have a 3-minute routine with the guasha. And generally when I'm doing that entire routine, I'm using like a pressure of 1 to 2. So on the face, it's generally like a 1, 1.5 max. And then on the body, I maybe take it up to a 2, maybe even a 3. And you know, it's just a technique. It's how you use your knife. You know, do you cut this way? Do you know, how do you peel things? A knife can do several things depending on how you choose to use it. And that's kind of like this, right? I kind of like calling this particular tool like the Swiss Army of guasha, given it has so many points, so many different edges. This short point is the one that does the damage. This is a very soft point. This is for really smoothing things out. But you know, this guy here, you can really like, it's like a shovel, you know? I mean, shovels can do a lot in terms of how they move. It's quite high impact. The pressure feels quite strong. So definitely play around with it. And if you have any questions at all, please leave them below. And if you enjoy this, I've actually never asked people to do this, please like, subscribe, leave a comment. It really helps me out. I'm doing my best to share ways of intuitive living, and my tagline as the founder of Grounded 1002 is take what you want and leave the rest. It doesn't all have to make sense to you, but if you want to get curious, we're here to be a gateway to you being a better version of yourself. So hope you enjoyed this and have a great day, and thank you for watching. All right, take care, peace, and rock with care.